You know something. That face-off between Amma Williams and Hamza Sheeraz, was fascinating. And I'll tell you why I found it fascinating. One reason, one reason only. I don't know if Williams is a fan of the Joker, but the way Amma Williams was talking, if you closed your eyes and listened to the way Amma Williams was talking, he was sounding like the Joker in Batman. I think it's Batman, The Dark Knight. It might have been the scene where the Joker's in the room with Batman, and Joker's telling Batman about society and how you can't trust people in society, that they'll screw you over eventually. And it sounded like it's like Amma Williams got himself into the role of Joker, quite literally. And he was talking to Sheeraz and telling Sheeraz about his amateur pedigree and like dropping seeds of doubt within him. Like, oh well, I was a decorated amateur, and where were you in the amateur ranks? Um, those are seeds of doubt. Oh, you don't really believe you in yourself, and you're Warren Starboy, but you're not cut out for this. He's saying these things, and the reason why Amar Williams is saying these things, he hopes that at some point those seeds of doubt will drop on Sheeraz, and if Sheeraz doesn't experience enough, Hamza Sheeraz is not experienced enough. He will listen to those things in his dark moments when he's laying on his bed. He will hear those voices of Amar Williams. He will hear the voices, and if he's got an element of doubt, that's where it creeps in. So he was trying to do a psychological job on Sheeraz Williams. And the second thing is, every time I look at Amar Williams, like, I'm not trying to be insulting here, yeah, but he looks like the son of Antonio Tarver. In fact, he looks like the second coming of Antonio Tarver. The way he talks, the way he acts, he just seems like Tarver all over again. Antonio Tarver, I'm talking about, the light heavyweight champion of the world. One of my favourite fighters, by the way. The night he knocked out Roy Jones Jr. was still something amazing. Anyway, my thoughts on this fight. If Hamza Sheeraz hadn't been in the States and he hadn't been training in America for all those years, I'd have been concerned for him. But I'm not. Williams is talking brash and he's doing all his talking and he's like, he's going to unravel, he's going to do this and that. Well, he didn't have a great amateur pedigree. Well, fine. We've been there before. We've been here not too long ago with a guy who only had a few white collar fights versus a guy who's been to the Olympics, talking about Wardley and Clark. You can be great. You can be great in your own mindset. But the fact of the matter is, this is your toughest fight. This is your toughest fight to date, mate. And that's it. Yes, Amma Williams is a good fighter. I think he's a great fighter. I think he's a good fighter. I think he's solid. And as for Hamza Sheeraz as well, he's a step up fight for him as well. But like, the way Williams is talking, again, he's another one talking like he's already a world champion, which is fine. You got to believe in yourself. But what gives him the confidence to believe that he is what he's saying? He's going to do this and he's going to do that and he's going to do this. Well, a few right hands later on, we may find Amorim saying something different. I mean, yeah, I see that Williams is going to want to take Sheeraz into a dogfight. But like I said about Dubois, the same thing here, he's got to hurt Williams early. If he can hurt Williams early, if he can cause a crisis in that corner early, that's the experience he wouldn't have had before. I think it's a great fight. And I'm going to go with Frank Warren on this one. I do think that Sheeraz may have something there. It is the toughest fight of his career. I believe could be his toughest fight of his career. But he could end up stopping Williams as well. I just think Frank Warren's a shrewd guy. That's his top guy at Matchroom. That's his top, not Matchroom, at Queensbury. That's his top guy in Queensbury. Now, that's a guy that Frank has invested many years in, you know. Um, and I think I like Hamza Shiraz, but he better not get caught up in what Williams has been saying. Because if he gets caught up, if for 1 second he listens to any of that rubbish that Williams has been talking, we'll see. But one thing I didn't like at the presser is that he was telling Williams about wearing shades, dark glasses. What does he end up doing for the fight, for the press conference? Wears dark glasses. I'm like, what is this? The dark glasses competition or what? Um, I think it's a great fight. I think it's a great fight. Um, Again, I think Amber Williams is good. He's one of these guys that, actually, if you look at it, they're both guys that, although I wouldn't say Amber Williams is the star for Matchroom, I would say for Queensbury, Hamza Shiraz is one of their poster boys for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. Frank believes in him a lot, but if obviously if Joshua wasn't in Matchroom stable, I think that Amber Williams would certainly be one of the guys that they've invested in a lot and believe in a lot. So I guess both guys there, that's what makes it spicy as well. Um, I just think for both these fighters, my advice to them is forget about Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn. They are going to make money regardless. How you doing, Anthony? They're going to make money regardless. Warren and Hearn are going to make money regardless. If you win, you draw, you get 4 points, you get 3 points, you get 2 points, you get, it doesn't make a difference. Those guys are making money. So my advice to both of them guys is forget about Warren and Hearn and do your business. I think the way I visualize this fight, I think we might see a Hagler Hearns. Well, I don't mean well, I mean a Hagler Hearns. I think you're going to have Williams, who's going to try and take the fight Hagler style to the tall, long Shiraz, because I think he's seen it going, oh, this guy's taller than me, this guy's taller than me, this guy's taller than me, so I'm going to have to get inside, I'm going to rough him up, and he thinks that Shiraz maybe not tough, but I think Shiraz is tough. I think he's tough enough. Um, yeah, it'd be an interesting fight. Um, Shiraz is a glorified ticket seller. I suspect that he is one of those tall, lanky guys who's imposing but has a glass chin. Yeah, I think that is the idea. That's the idea. Like kind of like Sebastian Fundora, the way Fundora got knocked out. But but I think I know he's a glorified ticket seller, and I know that, I see that, and I hear that. And Amo's got a better amateur pedigree. But this fight either's gonna go one way. Shiraz is gonna get absolutely smashed to bits by Amo Williams, or it's gonna be a lot tougher fight. And I'm going with the second being a much more tougher fight. You know, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I'm not saying Amo's not a good fighter. I think Amo is a good fighter, and I think what he did at that face to face, if Shiraz is hesitant at all, it's come from that face to face. But if Shiraz is mentally tough and mentally strong, and he can put that to one side, and he can come out first round and put it on, he's literally got to hurt Ammo Williams from round one. He's got to sting him with something. He's got to hit him hard and early with something nasty. Otherwise, this guy's going to get into his groove. He doesn't want that. I don't think Ammo Williams. I certainly don't think he's the best in the world, middleweight in the world. I don't, or like middleweight. I don't. I just don't. I don't. I think he's a good fighter. But we'll see. I could be completely wrong here. Um, we'll see. But I know you're saying here, Anthony, about him being a glorified ticket seller. I think he can fight a bit. I think he can fight a bit. Um, but is it enough to beat Williams? Don't know. Will Williams beat himself? I don't know. So this is what makes this fight fascinating, because I like both guys. Um, from the outset, you'd think that Williams probably would be the favourite because of his stellar amateur background, as he talks about, and he's doing well as a pro, steady as a pro, steady. Um, but I think Shiraz has had his moments, he's had his crises in fights. Um, if Ammo turns up mentally right. He beat Sheeraz. I don't think that Sheeraz has the defense deal with decent middleweight power. Okay, interesting. You see, you said it there. If Ammo turns up mentally right, you see what you said there. If Ammo turns up mentally right, um, so even you're saying him turn up mentally right. I mean, like I said, he sounded like he was the Joker listening to those two guys talking at the face off, and I thought it was interesting. Hi, Barry. How you doing, bro? It's good to see you. Have you been seeing the series now on my gaming channel? Have you been watching the series? Building team from scratch. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know really what much more to think about this fight, but I think it's the one fight I'm tuning into. It's the one fight that I'm saying it's one of those fights that you know what I got to get them early to see this one. It's one of them ones, you know, because I think it answers a lot of questions. And the thing to me, I'm interested to see how much Shiraz has improved since he's been in America, obviously training in America, and then back here now. It'd be interesting. Shiraz is improving at 160 as well. Oh yeah, it's up at middleweight, isn't it? Yeah, but he might be more suited at what middleweight. Some guys, when they like, some guys move up, get home early from where. Yeah, no, it's an expression like let's for example, I'm at work, I want to get home early to see a fight, or maybe I'm, I don't know, maybe I'm out coaching. I want to get back early. I suspect that I am that Liam Williams also took a dive in that fight as well. Ooh, that's a bit of a that's a bit of a strong one there, Anthony. That's a strong one there. We're going to find out tomorrow night. I see Hagler Hearns though, just simply in terms of Williams going to try and impose his will on the taller fighter and not allow the taller fighter to get set. And I see Shiraz having to fight Williams off him. That's what I see. I could be wrong there. Um, but let me go back to my point. I was going here. Yeah, I was going back to the thing about 160. Some guys, as they move up in weight, some guys have lost juice in them. Do you understand? So when they move up in weight, they're physically stronger as they move up in weight, and they punch hard and they've got a little bit more zip in them. We'll see. Shiraz might be a beast at 160, but then he might get overpowered by the guy who's the natural 160. Do you understand what I'm talking about there? We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Are you doing a preview for all 5v5 fights? Yeah, I've done previews for 3 fights so far, and 2 fights. I've done Dubois and Hergovich. I've done Wilder versus Zhang, and now I'm doing this one here. So, yeah. This one, Shiraz versus Williams. I want Shiraz to win. I like Shiraz. I also like Amma Williams as well. Both good dudes. Um, I'm just looking forward to a great fight. All I'm looking to see is whether this ends up being like a Hagler Hearns, meaning that Shaz is far too square as well. I want to see if he can take 160 artillery. That's interesting. What's Amma Williams' chin like? If he's got a chin, if he's got a chin like Tava, if he looks like Tava, he's got a chin like Tava. He'll be around for a while. Yeah, I've already done them, mate. I've already done them. I've done them live as well. Even better stuff. I've done two. I did two shorts, and I've done 3 lives. This is the third live, so enjoy them. Is Ammo good? He's all right. He's decent. He's decent. It's just that every time I look at him, I see Antonio Tava. So, and I rate Tava, and I love Tava, but he seems to talk like Tava. I think that he's Tava's brother. If he's not Tava's brother, he's Tava's clone. If he's not Tava's clone, he's Tava's son. I don't know, but Antonio Tava and Amma Williams, something there. Being too square and walking forwards towards the southpaw is suicidal. Yeah, it'd be suicidal. It could be suicidal. You do say it could be suicidal. Yeah, it is. Tarver's love child. We love the lives. I know you do. Yeah, you know, the thing is, you say it's suicidal, and yes, I get everything you're saying there, but as long as it could be suicidal, it doesn't mean it will be. It doesn't mean it will be, and let's just hope it isn't suicidal, and let's hope that we get a great fight, and this time Hearns beats Hagler. Because if it ends up being Hagler versus Hearns, we all know what the outcome was. We all know what the outcome was. So yeah, but you know what? You can see what happens. You know, the tall guy gets, you know, backed up in the ropes and gets hit with one big right hand over the top, and he falls over like a, he gets folded like a deck chair. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Anthony. I can see that scenario as well. You know, they're fighting and Almo steps in with one over the top, and boom, it would be a big left down. In fact, Hagler beats Hearns every time he does, doesn't he? That's it. He's one of them. But just the combustion and the chemistry between those two guys fighting, you know, we'll see. I think it's a great fight. I think this is going to be a great fight for as long as it lasts. And wouldn't it be great now if Sheeraz were to beat Williams at 160? Be interesting. Be interesting. Be interesting. Right. Enough of this talk. What's Bibble's opponent like? Don't know. Could be dangerous. Right, I'm out of here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave your comments as always. I'm out. I'll be back and I'll do Nick Ball versus Ford. See you soon.